Good evening, boys.
Good evening, boys and ghouls. It is your Commissioner John David Brake for a very spooky edition of LEG TV, the Halloween episode, the halfway point. If you can believe it, we're already here. It's halfway through the season, and let's go to the scores from last week. A lot of shocking upsets and scary defeats, if you will. Let's start with Party Like a Gronk Star coming from behind, getting the win 151 to 139 over Mecha Godzilla. Thank you, George Pickens. And Modelo Virus picks up the slim margin win, 13-point victory over Joe, 149 to 136. Ablash Reddy comes from behind as well and beats Mick by 3 points, 158 to 155. Dahlgren's Clock Gobblers get the win over the champ, 140 to 117. Only 2 wins on the season for Austin. Not looking good. But this team's looking good. Undefeated, Nick Shook with a huge win, 211 to 138, a 73-point blowout over Dave McCready. And Joey Burrow put up some numbers for Plow as he gets a huge win, 187 to 115 over Jason Servos. So a lot of things happening in the NFL, a lot of news to cover before we get to tonight's owner spotlight. For example, the Carolina Panthers, it's a fire sale going on there, and Robbie Anderson is out and was traded to the Cardinals after a outburst on the sidelines with his coach. Now, when Cliff Kingsbury was approached about Robbie having any sort of outburst on the field, he said it would be a cardinal sin. Dak Prescott has returned to the Dallas Cowboys after injuring his finger and had surgery on that hand, and is back to starting. And Jerry Jones, when approached by reporters, asked if the offense will get things going again. Jerry Jones said, "We'll figure it out." So that's the news for this season, for this week. Let's go ahead and forget that whole thing just happened and go to our owner's spotlight for LEG TV. Well, good evening, Mick. Welcome to the very special Halloween episode of LEG TV. Thank you for coming on.
Yay, I'm here. I have to do this. My parole officer says I have to do this once every year, or, bad things.
Either that or the mop at the adult bookstore at the Lion's Den. All right. Mickey, I brought you on because you are an expert, and if you recall a couple episodes or a couple seasons ago, you used your psychic ability to make some very bold, and I don't know if they're accurate predictions, but it is
none of them were.
No, none of them were. It is the midway point of the season. We are halfway down the regular season. What is your take on how this season is going so far?
This season is weird, man. It's
I couldn't agree more.
This season doesn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah, both the New York teams are good. I mean, and I'm using that in like quotations.
Yes.
Like both of them shouldn't be this good.
It's
and
bizarre.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like you look at it and you're like, why is this happening? And yeah, just don't. You know what? Just don't. Don't try and make any sense. Yeah. Christian McCaffrey is traded. James Robinson got traded. I mean, people are moving this year for some reason, and
true.
Carolina has a fire sale and suddenly beat Carolina has a fire sale and they destroyed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
Don't bet anything except the under this year, guys.
Yes.
Don't bet anything except the under. Everything else won't make sense.
Well, fantasy football, the LEG, has also been very weird, and we're going to dive into that. Mick, since we are at the halfway point, we're going to review 3 tiers of teams, and I want your opinion on each tier. I've divided them, obviously, based on records so far. Yep. So we're going to start at the bottom, okay? There's about, I would say pretty much it's pretty much all the 2-win teams. You got Servos, surprisingly there. Joe, surprisingly there. Dag Street Boys in 11th place, surprisingly there. And McCready in 12th place. I don't get surprised when the former Hoffa winners are in the bottom. So, well, I don't care if they've won recently. There are 2 former Hoffa winners. Now, out of that group, Mick, which one do you think will rise from the grave and possibly make a playoff run? And which team do you think is destined for Hoffa hell?
Destined? Oh boy. All right, as I'm looking around, I think Servos has the best ability to pull out. He's had some injuries. He's had his bye weeks. He had a lot of his bye weeks early. So, I mean, once you get that shit out of the way.
Yes. I was also going to pick Servos. I'm curious, who do you think is your Hoffa candidate out of this?
God, I don't want to say it. Because I love and respect them so much, but it's Joe, man.
Oh.
It hurts. You know what? It actually hurts to say, but the only thing he has is a quarterback.
Yeah,
he's got a really good quarterback, and then like his wide receivers are kind of suck.
Yep.
Like Najee Harris has to be one of the biggest disappointments of the year.
Him and JT, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean it's just sad.
It is sad, but you know what? I'm going to offer a glimmer of hope for Joe because I'm not picking Joe. You know why? Because I think Kareem Hunt is going to get traded to a contender, and he's going to produce and be a true RB1 and resurrect his choices. I'm going with Gravid McCreepy as your Hoffa winner this year. That's who I'm picking out of this group. I don't know, just besides the lack of effort and really general knowledge about fantasy football, he's had some tough breaks with injuries, and I think
good players. I'm looking at it right now.
He does. He does have good players. They just haven't performed.
They're not working together.
They're
on
not.
The same day.
Now here's my second tier. You ready?
Okay. All right, I'm listening.
Dahlgren, myself, yourself, Alan, Jabel, and Abby. All those teams are either 4-3 or 3-4.
That's the pack. That's the middle. It's the biggest tier.
It's a huge tier. So there's a lot of teams to choose from there. Give me 2 teams that you think are going to take a run at the top 2 teams here in the league.
Well, let's see. I'm looking at Moon. I'm looking at you. Looking at me. Sorry, Jabel. I don't think Jabel's moving up. Yeah. I don't even like this middle tier at all.
Jabel has the most points out of that middle tier.
I'm including myself in this. I don't.
It could. Okay.
This is just crap. Stacked on crap.
Yeah.
Oh man, how's that Tyree? How's Taysom Hill doing for you?
He produces once every 4 games.
Yep, that's a tight end. All right. Well,
Tight end's so bad this year.
everyone has glaring weaknesses. It's just I don't have anyone who's going to step. I don't have anyone who can step up.
Well,
honestly,
I'll tell you who I'm picking, and I
Please.
hate it to the core of my being.
Oh, that's nice.
I think Dahlgren's a contender.
Hmm.
I like his team so far. They've done much better than I thought they would. And I think Jabel's team is going to make a comeback. He did it last year, and I think he's going to do it again. So those are my 2 teams to rise out of that group.
All right, I guess Dahlgren's team does look. Dahlgren's team has life. Everyone else stinks.
I think you and I are playoff bound, barring one more injury, and I'm done. I've already lost my number 1 running back, number 2 wide receiver, number 2 running back flex for the year. So that'll be interesting to see what I can do with Mike Williams for the next few weeks. But moving on, Mick, do you ever think I would say the words, the top of the class this year is David Plow?
I say it every year.
Unstoppable Nick Shook.
I say it every year. One of these times it's one of these times it's going to come true.
And the scariest part about Nick's team is that he has Jonathan Taylor, who's not producing. Imagine if Jonathan Taylor was last year's Jonathan Taylor. I don't think he loses a game this year.
I think he definitely had help in his year during the draft. He definitely had someone making the picks for him. I would make that bet. And you know what? Good for you. You know what? Think outside the box. Get an expert.
So, Plow or Shook? Who do you think's the better team?
Well, all right. Let me look at Plow's team very quickly.
I already said mine. It's Shook by a mile. I don't know how Plow even is in second place right now.
Well, I know it's having every Bengals receiver except for the good one, except for the great one.
Yeah.
He has that Christian McCaffrey guy. Everyone likes him. Nick Chubb, I mean, he's got a solid core. And that's it. Michael Carter off the bench, a little Pat Freiermuth. Other than that, he has a very, very solid. Plow has a very solid core.
Yes, he does. He does have a solid core.
Yeah,
maybe not in real life.
Maybe not in like wide receiver. That's probably his weakest part. But
that in real life, just like myself, he's starting to put on the beer gut. So not a strong core. But yes, team wise, I'm taking Shook, and I honestly, it would not surprise me at all if Nick Shook wins this entire thing. At the halfway point, he is my hands down favorite. Do you agree or disagree?
So I mean, you can't argue with that. It's you can't argue with it. I mean, Tyreek Hill and man, it's I don't get it. Josh Jacobs was supposed to be dead. It's
yes.
not. Everyone wrote him off, including basically everyone in this league. Yeah, and Tyreek.
All the
John
experts
Taylor
in
was
preseason.
good. Kenneth Walker is good. Wow.
Isn't it?
He can't even. It's like he's got Chris Olave on the bench. He can't even start all of his good players.
I know. It's an embarrassment of riches for Nick Shook. Very scary times
Shook.
indeed. Very scary.
Then it's Shook, so something's gonna happen.
But you never know. Anything can change late in the season when people start getting benched or injuries. That's all it takes. All right, Mickey, let's use your expertise knowledge on predicting future outcomes. Let's do the rundown. You ready for the quick rundown here for this week? A very pivotal week.
Let's do some running down.
Okay, it's a rematch of last year's championship. Myself, Party Like a Grankster taking on Dak Street Boys. Dak Street Boys?
Who won
season.
Who won that first match?
Austin won his third championship.
Oh, well, that's cute. That's cute.
Barring something miraculous, I don't think he's going to win a fourth. Thank God. Who do you think is going to take this one in the rematch?
All right. Well, is anyone having to start Chase Edmonds this week?
Yes. Against Detroit.
That's you.
Well, you took Travis Etienne. Booger.
Oh, yeah, off the
face.
waiver wire. So who's the idiot who dropped him?
The guy I'm playing. I guess
yeah,
he's.
Thank you, whoever dropped him. I mean, I was really looking bad, but oh.
Yeah, you can thank Austin for that. He gambled on Justice Hill and definitely lost.
Everyone gambled on Justice Hill.
Yeah. Well, Mick, I actually like the matchups for me this year or this week, especially with Stephon Diggs coming back and Adam Thielen is still producing, and Aaron Jones
being a dumpster fire. And I don't know about no Kyler Murray. Yeah, you have a T Hill, but it's not the good one. This week I'm going Austin.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Let's move on to the next one. You ready?
Yes, this week.
It's your game. Ebenezer Scrooge is here versus Joe Murdoch's Insane Ground Posse.
Ebenezer Scrooge is here.
Ebenezer Scrooge is here. I'll have to slip that clip in. You are favored to win. How comfortable are you starting Tom Brady from here on out through the rest of the season?
Oh, it's been a disaster. I know. It's like I always said. It's like I never want Tom Brady, and I said it for like 25 years. And then the time I do get him, this is the time he decides to destroy his life.
Yes.
Oh man, I feel so bad for him and his bastard kid.
Don't
and
feel bad. Do not feel bad.
Oh man.
Do not feel bad for Tom Brady. He's fine.
I feel bad.
Wham! My supermodel billionaire wife doesn't like me anymore. Wham! My money.
That TB12 is under investigation. No.
I'll go make out with my kid again. Wham!
Oh man, that's just a bad. That's what you're remembered for.
Yeah, that was weird. So who do you got?
All right,
who I'm taking.
Well, I'm gonna take myself this week. I almost never do. After Brady, I don't. It's Christian Kirks and maybe Michael Thomas. All right, I'm just saying, people got shot. All right, people got shot this year and returned before Michael Thomas had. All right,
that's true.
Yeah, I got this guy who's got shot 3 times. He was on the field last week. What happened? Michael Thomas is still nursing the same hamstring for 3 years.
Yes, that is true. Mick, I'm picking an upset special. This is my upset special this week. I'm taking Joe because you're without Travis Kelce, who's the only tight end producing this year. And I think Tom Brady's going to hurt you, and I think Joe has a good game. What do you think about that?
Hey, good for him. It takes pure balls, 100% nuts to pick Joe right now.
Speaking of balls, the Clock Gobblers are taking on Abalash Reddy. Clock Gobblers 4-3, Abby 3-4. Dahlgren favored to win by a lot because, well, Justin Herbert's on bye. So I assume he's probably going to he's not going to start Matt Ryan.
Looking down, he's not going to be doing some of these things.
So it looks like old Lobby's going to have to he's going to have to go to the streaming route to try to get. He's going to have to
go to the Daniel Joneses of the world. Maybe the what's his name? I don't know. Trevor Lawrence's he's got to go somewhere else. Yeah. And the other guy's got Josh Allen.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott looks like he's kind of getting better.
Kind of.
I'm just waiting. I'm just crossing my fingers.
Raheem Mostert's knee stays on this weekend.
That's right.
He's playing Detroit, and everyone does well against Detroit.
I'm just waiting for most hurt.
Oh, the guy who got shot. Is in his The guy who got shot is in his flex spot.
Yes.
Against the Colts. So
we're both taking Dahlgren.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Abby. And just as on a personal note, I hope that when the stat corrections come through this week, they take a couple of tackles from Roquan, and I actually won that game on Monday.
Ooh, we shall see. I forgot that was a close game.
It was an incredibly close game. All it takes is like somebody taking a couple of those solos, making them assists, and then boom, back on top.
That's true. All right, here's one. Here's one. 2, 2, and 5 teams. This might be Stud World Game of the Week.
Uh-oh.
Match Pounders, David McCready taking on Jason Servos' disappointing start with the Smarmy Bastards.
I mean, someone's going to get pulled out of the basement.
Yeah, well, it's a low projection. 138 to 136 is what Yahoo's predicting for McCready to win.
Ew.
I disagree with that. I'm taking Servos this week because I think Dak Prescott has a good game against the Bears, and maybe Alvin Kamara. But I don't like.
It's not going to look. It'll look a lot different when Servos puts Miles Sanders and Cooper Kupp back in.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Cooper Kupp is coming off the bench.
Yeah.
I'm taking Servos. Who are you taking?
He's not starting. He won't be starting Rex Burkhead and I don't know. I don't even know R. White from the Bucks.
Rashad. This is Rashad White for the Bucks.
Oh, okay. So I'm just give it. It's all Servos. Just give it. All right. Just put all your chips on Servos. It's not. It won't even be pretty.
No. I also predict a blowout. DK Metcalf could be out for a little bit too. Might miss a week or two.
Is. I would assume he's out for a little bit. Oh, that's another one that went down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Brees Hall. Yeah.
All right. Here's one of the top teams. David Plow 6-1. Rocky Bitches taking on Jable Souls Modelo Virus. Plow predicted to win 162 to 156. How do you think this is going to shake out? I'm unfortunately taking Plow because of the Bengals, the Bengals trio he has of Burrow, Higgins, and Boyd.
I don't think you don't. You start Boyd when you have to. Boyd goes off 4 times a year, literally just 4 times a year. Every other game, it's 4 for 40. It's so it's not going to be this one. Oh, Gabe Dave. I'm going to give it to Jable.
Whoa! Is this an upset special? This is Jable's Boomer Busters. I'm thinking this is a boomer.
Wow. Terry McLaurin against the Colts, who just suck. It's
You're finally on my bandwagon.
Oh, they're on the oh wow! Congratulations! You were on that. You've been on that bandwagon for 6 years. You just eventually became right.
Oh no! Yeah, how many playoff wins have we had in those years?
Well. Not as many as we've had quarterbacks.
That's true.
Either way. All right. Move on.
All right, move on. Here's
I like Cable. One of us will be right.
That's true. This is going to be a closer game than you might think. It is the 7-0 Fields of Gold. Nick Shook taking on 1974 Mecha Godzilla, who had a bad beat last week. I came back to beat him. He's only projected to lose by a point here. It really, for me, depends on how well Aaron Rodgers can play. And
it's always about how good Aaron Rodgers can play.
Saquon Barkley is obviously one of the top stories this year. He's back to his old self pre-injuries. He's going to rely on that. And Devontae Smith, I think, is going to be the key for Allen, who used to be on my team, and I traded for Chase Edmonds, hoping that most hurt would be hurt by him.
How'd that work?
So far, not so good, Mick. Far, not so good. I've already started.
That's a rare lose, because neither of you have won with it.
Yes, I've already started to cut off my own hand. Look at this.
Oh, nice.
See that? I cut off my arm. Isn't that
spooky? I do. I think that's really cool.
Oh.
I'm glad you borrowed your mother's glove for that bit.
Anywho, obviously you got the normals for Nick. The normals, you know. Actually, you know what? He doesn't have Patrick Mahomes. Can he win this week without Patrick Mahomes?
Ew. This might be the worst 2 quarterbacks starting.
Besides the game we're going to go watch?
Besides the game, well, but hey, Sam Erlinger. Oh, yeah. If you guys see us downtown, we'll be watching Sam Erlinger versus Trevor Heine. I don't know. Who is his name?
Heineken.
All right, yeah.
He's sponsored by Heineken. He sold his name to Heineken.
Whatever. I don't know. But Marcus Mariota, I thought that Justin Fields might have been the worst thrower of the ball all year, but seriously, yeah. The Falcons are a college team. The Falcons are a very low.
They're
I don't
winning.
know, but yeah, I know. It's like, what do they? I think they just do power I the entire time, like an old Nebraska side. Abby will tell you all about it.
You're right. Yeah. Hey, Mariota's having a pretty surprisingly good, okay year.
Well, when you throw the ball 4 times a game, and 3 of those actually reach your own receivers, that's a pretty good start.
That is.
All
right.
Averaging 10 throws a game in the last 6 games. Just destroy 10 attempts, not completions.
Right. So, Mick, who are you taking this week?
I'm gonna ride the hot hand. It's gonna be Shook.
Like wish I had a hand. Whoa.
I don't see anyone stopping him early. He's
because it's gonna be, this is the Halloween episode, and as you know, Nesson was born on Halloween.
He was.
I think Nesson's gonna win this week. I'm taking Nesson in the upset special. I think Marcus Mariota is going to be, but I think it's going to be enough to win. I think Jonathan Taylor, even though they're going against the Redskins and Ellinger's in there, I still don't think he's going to be able to run or find any room to run with that horrid offensive line. Hey, Chris Ballard, how's getting rid of Glowinski working out? That was a smart move, wasn't it? We got better, didn't we? So, yeah, it's working out fine. New York, Saquon's running all over the place. Yeah, so I'm taking Nesson to win this week.
Good for you.
That is my prediction. Mick, do you have any more outstanding, outside the box, out of this world predictions for the second half of this season?
Pain. My prediction is pain. This has been one of our harder years. Everything's down across the board.
That's true. Scoring's down.
Scoring, passing touchdowns are way down. It's like they're name who's going to be the top pick next year? Who would you you have the number 1 pick next season? Who do you think you're going to take?
Pass.
Exactly, because you wouldn't know.
Pass.
Whoever it is. All right, just I'll give everyone some free advice. Next year, whoever everyone thinks is the number 1 pick, whoever wants the consensus number 1, take somebody else.
Yes.
It's just not going to work.
It
hasn't worked. It hasn't worked in years.
Yes.
It's like, just think outside the box. Grab somebody different. Just take Travis Kelce. Honestly. There's nobody, he'll be 38, but who gives a shit?
He's just draft him.
Yeah, just draft him. You'll have the only good tight end.
Yes. And my last question for you, Mick, how many dreams have you caught on that dream catcher behind you?
This actually has caught all of the dreams.
Okay.
That's why we have to keep adding circles to it.
I see. Good.
Yeah, most of them only have 1. This one has 3.
Which one is the circle about dudes?
Oh, it's actually like a Venn diagram, and it's all about dudes.
Nice.
Wait a second. Oh.
Wait a second.
I didn't mean to agree to that. Okay.
Well, Mr. Mick Barton, thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure with your pinpoint accuracy and predictions and fantasy football knowledge. Always a pleasure to have you on.
All right. Hey, thank you. You know what? Go McCready. I think he's going to go undefeated the rest of the way.
Wow. I take back everything I just said about what I just explained about you.
I don't want to be on the show again. Just if I go 0 for 6, you won't let me on again. That's the goal.
That's the rule. All right. Thank you, Mick, so much.
All right. Thanks.
Happy Halloween.
It's been an experience.
Yes. Happy Halloween.
Goodbye.
Thank you for watching this week's spook-tacular LEG TV episode. Happy Halloween and good luck to all our owners out there. We'll see you next time.